Have you ever felt like you're a salmon, swimming with all your might against a current that simply won't give in? Always struggling, exhausted, only to stay in the same place. Our society's mantra is, I can do it, but what if the struggle isn't the way? What if your power isn't in conquering the current, but in becoming the water itself? Instead of I can do it, the Tao invites you to try a completely different phrase. I am like water. The pain you feel when life doesn't flow, the anxiety that paralyzes you, the feeling that the universe is conspiring against you, this is the direct result of resistance. It's your mind trying to control the uncontrollable. But I will guide you along a path of 9 powerful affirmations inspired by the Tao that can reprogram your mind and shift your vibration in seconds. Stay with me until the very end, because the final insight can reconnect you with a strength you didn't even know you had. If what I say here touches your heart, please consider joining us. The first and greatest obstacle to inner peace is our own resistance. We believe that strength lies in rigidity, in imposing our will. But the Taoist sage would argue that true power is found in flexibility. Have you ever wondered why a dry branch breaks in a strong wind, while a bamboo stalk bends and returns to its place? Life, with all its challenges and surprises, is like a storm, and the only way to get through it without breaking is to become as adaptable as the bamboo, as fluid as water. This is where our first affirmation comes in. Say with me, I surrender to the flow of life. And this is not a sign of weakness, quite the opposite. It's an act of supreme courage. It's the decision to stop fighting against what is and start moving with it. Think of water. It doesn't fight the mountain, it goes around it. The water is not in a hurry. It knows that in time its gentle persistence can even shape the hardest stone. Your surrender is not a defeat, but a strategy for victory. Let go of the need to control the outcome and just move, flow. This leads us to our second affirmation. I find strength in my flexibility. We often mistake vulnerability for weakness, but the Tao teaches us that the ability to bend, to adapt to new circumstances is the greatest source of power. It's not about having all the answers, but about having the wisdom to accept that we don't always know. Flexibility allows us to navigate change with grace, turning obstacles into detours and surprises into opportunities. In my opinion, true resilience isn't the ability to withstand an impact, but to reform yourself after it. Finally, the third affirmation of this chapter, I trust in the right timing of everything. Have you ever planted a seed and then, the next day, started digging it up to see if it was growing? Of course not. You trust the process. You trust that nature has a time for everything. So why don't we do the same with our own lives? Anxiety is the ego's voice wanting to speed up time. Patience, however, is the voice of wisdom that trusts the universe's rhythm. Remember, the river doesn't rush its journey to the sea. It simply flows. Trust your own pace and life will unfold at the perfect moment. If the first step is to let go of the struggle, the second is to silence the internal noise. Our modern mind is like a chaotic marketplace, full of thoughts, worries, to-do lists, and what we should be doing. The Tao, however, invites us to enter the silent room of our own being, for it is in the void, in the silence, that we find true essence. The void is what allows a cup to be useful, what gives a vase its form. Without it, there is no space for anything, and without the silence of the mind, there is no space for clarity. That's why our fourth affirmation is, I welcome the calm that resides within me. This calm isn't something you seek outside, in a quiet place or on vacation. It is already inside you, beneath the agitated surface of your thoughts. It is the intrinsic nature of who you are. Just for a moment, stop, close your eyes, and feel this quietness, this presence. The lake reflects the stars when its surface is completely still. Similarly, when your mind is at peace, it reflects the clarity and wisdom of the universe. This calm is your greatest tool. And to cultivate it, let's move to the fifth affirmation. I breathe in peace and breathe out worry. The act of breathing is the most direct bridge between your body and your mind. It's not just a biological function, it's a ritual of purification. With each inhale, you're not just taking in air, you're connecting with the flow of life, with the energy of the Tao. And with each exhale, you have the opportunity to release everything that no longer serves you. Anger, fear, expectation. Try it now. Inhale deeply, feeling the peace. Exhale slowly, letting go of the worry. Did you feel the difference? Your breath is your anchor in the present. Finally, the sixth affirmation. I release the weight of expectations. Who do you think is happier? The person who expected paradise and found a garden, or the one who expected nothing and found a garden? Suffering often comes not from what happens, but from our expectation of how things should be. Expectations are the anchor that prevents us from floating freely. To live in the present is true power. Don't worry about what others expect of you. The only path worth taking is your own, and the only gift that matters is the now. Now that we've let go of resistance and calmed the mind, what happens? Life begins to move in your favor. The universe, which seemed like an opponent, reveals itself as a dance partner. It's no longer a struggle, it's a collaboration. The Tao teaches us that yin and yang, darkness and light, chaos and order, are complementary forces. And when you align with this balance, prosperity and opportunities are no longer something you chase, but something that naturally comes to you. It's the dance of the universe, and you are in rhythm with it. Let's begin with the seventh affirmation. I am a magnet for good fortune. Good fortune isn't a random coincidence. It is the result of being in tune. When you flow, the right opportunities, people, and ideas are drawn to your frequency. It's like a river that, in its natural course, finds the ideal landscape to form an oasis. It wasn't luck, it was the flow. Stop seeing yourself as someone who has to fight for every crumb. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a magnet for good fortune, and start believing it. Abundance is a mindset, not a possession. This leads us to the eighth affirmation. I am grateful for every step of my journey. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for what we have. It's about being thankful for what has brought us here, for every challenge that has taught us something, for every moment of stillness that has given us strength. Gratitude is the recognition that everything is part of a single tapestry. Without the darkness, we wouldn't appreciate the light. Without winter, spring wouldn't have the same beauty. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough and more than enough. It turns pain into learning and an obstacle into a stepping stone. And to conclude, the ninth affirmation. I align with my purpose. When you stop worrying about external expectations and start listening to your inner voice, the path reveals itself. Purpose isn't something you find, but something you already are. To live according to your Tao, your unique path, is the greatest achievement. Let go of fear and move with intention, following what makes you feel alive. When you align with your purpose, life ceases to be a battle and becomes a graceful dance, full of meaning and fluidity. The affirmations are not just words, they are keys that unlock the door to a new way of being. Remember, power is not in what you say, but in the vibration you carry. Instead of fighting, choose to flow. Instead of feeling exhausted, feel at peace. So, the next time life feels difficult, instead of saying, I can do it, stop and ask yourself, what is the river of my life inviting me to do now? The answer won't come from your ego, but from the Tao that beats in your heart. If this message has touched you, comment, I am starting anew, and like this video. Your interaction is the energy that helps us continue this work. And to continue this journey of wisdom with us, subscribe and walk this path together. If this message touched you, subscribe and walk this path with us.